Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maria Fernanda Luzuriaga, and today I'm going to talk about method and approaches. Direct method. The direct method of teaching was developed as opposed to the grammar translation method. It sought to immerse the learner in the same way as when a first language is learned. Just like a baby, it learns their native language only by listening, babbling, and speaking. The purpose of this method is for the student to strive to express themselves in the language without relying on grammar. All teaching is done in the target language. Grammar is taught inductively. This means that this method focuses more on speaking than on writing and grammar itself. Students don't encounter a book until their speaking words are understood. And it's developed through oral question and answer. Teachers don't apply translation to the student's native language, but rather teach new vocabulary with demonstration, images, sounds in the target languages. Audiolingualism. It focuses on teaching grammatical structure. The mother tongue is almost no use. All rules are taught to a student in the target language. Teachers demonstrate the correct way to use a certain rule or pronounce a key phrase, which students then repeat, makes significant use of reinforcement. The student is required to keep trying that language. Teacher must provide detailed oral stimuli through exercise to reinforce correct answers, while correcting and highlighting mistakes as they are made. Until you get the correct answer, the approach prioritizes the development of listening and speaking skills. The notional functional syllables places a strong emphasis on the development of communicative competence. Its objective is focus on function of language in different contexts to apply them in the real world, in the real life, ensuring that the student doesn't memorize phrases but rather knows how to function, but can then this many times can acquire sentences that are not correctly structured, since the reality of the language needs more than translation functionality. Immersion learning. In the most authentic and natural way possible. It's a great way to learn because it allows you to truly experience almost all aspects of life in the language you are learning. Immersing yourself into a language means that you've got tools, tips, and tricks to support you when it comes to learning the language and culture also. We can even use the language to learn other subjects so that students will become familiar. They relate the things that surround them with a new vocabulary for themselves. The silent way. The silent way is a methodology of teaching language based on the idea that the teacher should be as silent as possible during a class, but learners should be encouraged to speak as much as possible. The students are encouraged to find a solution to problems themselves, since the teacher only gives the instruction once, and each of them will try to navigate the topic, to find out about the topic. The rules of the language are learned inductively too. Communicative language teaching. Learners in environments using a communication to learn and practice the target language by interaction with one another and the instructor and the use of the language both in class and outside of class. Students use language to communicate in different areas using correctly structured grammar with accuracy and fluency. This approach highlights the importance of group work to open opportunity for students to practice. Semantic translation method. It is a widely used method to start from scratch, since the student will not have knowledge about the language. It will combine art and science, applying the use of shapes, color drawings, activities for teaching the target language. They are given the freedom to the student and they can create phrases to analyze their meaning and possible translation with the teacher with repetition. The important thing is that the students make an effort to learn and learn in a fun way. Thank you for your attention.